All right, let's play matchmaker real quick, and sort of with the top 10. It'll be fast because we just sort of went through those guys. I'll give you a player, you give me a team. We can just do. You can each just do like we'll just alternate here.
Yeah.
Sully, I'll start with you. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, I think he stays in Minnesota. Like I said on Monday, I think that they somehow find an agreement, fully guaranteed deal for a short amount of years. They still draft a quarterback somewhere, and he's the bridge guy for that next play.
Yep. Chris Jones, breach.
I'm going to be boring and say he stays with the Chiefs. We're so boring, Sully.
I mean, he got drunk. He got drunk and screamed into a microphone with millions of people watching that he's like, I'll be back next year.
I love that his agent tweeted out, like,
cut him off.
Yeah, let's get him away from the microphone. We're losing all our negotiation power here.
Josh Allen, Jaguars.
Again, let's be boring. He's going to get franchise tagged. See, that's the problem. Like once we start to get a little bit later, we'll start to be able to pinpoint other landing spots. But he's like we said whenever we talk Tuesday, clear cut. The easiest guy to peg is the franchise tag candidate.
Right. I mean, him and Brivers. We go. Matt BK franchise tag. Yes or no, breach?
Yes, I do think they keep him, but yeah, let's say franchise tag.
Patrick Queen's on this list too, and those two are the most interesting guys for the Ravens because you almost feel like one of those guys is guaranteed, and we'll talk about the Ravens in a minute, but guaranteed to go to the Seahawks and join Mike McDonald. L'Jarius Sneed, you got a match for him, Stully?
L'Jarius Sneed, I would say, I thought we were going to go Matt BK.
Oh, sorry, Daniil Hunter, I'm sorry.
Well, no, didn't we do Matt BK yet? Did we do Matt BK?
No, Breach said Matt BK.
I'm the even guys. You're the odd guys.
My fault. I'm
no, that's my fault. I went to the wrong player.
Daniil Hunter, I think probably Houston Texans might be an interesting one. Pair him with Will Anderson. They have a lot of money to spend. Defensive-minded head coach. That could be a landing spot there.
I like that. How about L'Jarius Sneed, Breach?
As much as we argued about it makes sense for him to go to a new team and get a huge paycheck and sign for as much money as possible, I do think he ends up staying in Kansas City.
The other thing about Kansas City is, and I think we overlooked this when the signing happened because it was such an insane contract. They get Patrick Mahomes a 10-year deal with all this money. That basically, it's like basically I'm dumb today, but it's basically like an ATM for salary cap space. Like that contract is. Every year they can go to Mahomes and say, can we restructure this? And he's like, and in fact, I don't know if people know this or not, but in most modern quarterback contracts, and a lot of modern just all NFL contracts, there is a automatic restructuring clause written in. I'm fairly certain Mahomes has this. Basically what it means is the team doesn't have to go to the agent or the player to restructure the contract. They've already built in what the restructures are. They can just exercise a clause, hand Mahomes a bunch of cash, and free up salary cap space. And teams have done that because and players are willing to do it because they love it. They get cash in hand and they restructure their contract in a way that's friendly. It's been a really nice way of avoiding a bunch of extra legal time in the offseason and holdouts because you can just say, hey, restructuring this deal, extends it out, gets some more cash, and it's really smart. Sneed, I think that could make sense. Jalen Johnson, Sully.
If he doesn't stay with the Bears, I love the storyline of him staying in the NFC North and signing with the Detroit Lions. They need help in the secondary. They have a little bit of money to spend. I think they have like $52 million in space, if I'm pretty certain. If that were to happen, I think that is one of the pieces
50.3 per
helps put Detroit over the top. That was one of their biggest Achilles heels last season was the secondary. You bring in a guy that's young, can fit with that core. I think that would make all the sense in the world, and a little spice because it's in the division.
And for the record, the teams with the top cap space: Commanders $73 million. This would be over the cap. Pats $69 million. Nice. Bears $66 million. Titans $65 million. Bengals $59 million. Colts $58. Texans $54. Lions $50. All those are all the teams with more than $50 million in cap space at the moment. Breach, Brian Burns.
I do think they use the franchise tag on him. It seems like these two teams are still, it seems like these two sides, Burns and the Panthers, are just not on the same page. Because, look, if you're Brian Burns, you know you're one of the top players of your position, that you deserve a big contract. And you also kind of know what other teams think of you, because you had the Rams offer 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns just a couple of years ago. So it's you that's part of your negotiation where, look, these other teams are going to pay me, so you better pay me. So I'm not sure if they'll get a long-term deal done, but the Panthers would be crazy not to franchise tag him.
Yeah, and I really think that Brian Burns is a candidate. I think that you could even say tag and trade. Like, he's 25. He's a great young player. We talked about this on Tuesday, but Evero, their DC, came in and changed him into a 3-4. He stuck around this year. At least it looks like he's going to stick around because the Panthers are refusing to let him go interview or anything. And Burns' production fell off a cliff. Like, he was, and so, like, it would be very Carolina to tag him, keep him this year, have him play poorly in this scheme again, and then, like, go somewhere else and be awesome. I mean, that would be right on brand for the Panthers. All right, Antoine Winfield, Sully.
I'll go quick on this because we said it earlier this week. He seems like a clear-cut tag guy. If they're not going to tag Baker, they're not going to tag Evans. He's the guy.
And your boy, Breach T. Higgins.
Since we have been so boring and not giving a lot of options for these top 10 guys, I will say 3 options for T. Higgins. Number 1, obviously, the Bengals put the tag on him, keep him. That's what I would love to see. Number 2, he reunites with Brian Callahan in Tennessee. If there's anybody who appreciates what T. Higgins can do, it is absolutely Brian Callahan, who was Higgins' offensive coordinator in Cincinnati. And we'll throw out the wild card. What if the Kansas City Chiefs, that is the home run they go after, and they try and get T. Higgins? So I will say one of those 3 teams is where Higgins ends up.